Hi everyone, and welcome to episode number 55 of the Disney Infinity and Beyond webcast presented by DisKingdom.com. And in this episode, I am here, myself, Roger, in the United Kingdom. And today we are joined, as per usual, with Abe there in sunny California. And he has been...
How's it going?
You've had a very busy week with D23 and the Toy Box Summit, which you've been attending this week. So we've got lots of news to go through. We have also got a special guest. We have got Bill. He's been at the D23 Expo, and also he's been at the Toy Box Summit, and he's also known as the Disney Nerd Dad, and he's been with Abe most of the week, sorting out stuff there. And basically, this week is a massive week for Disney Infinity news. We have had all kinds of stuff going on. We've got loads of news. We've got new characters, unlocks, special figures, bundles, new toys, Marvel playsets, all kinds of stuff which we're going to be getting into. So let's kick things straight off with Abe and Bill were both at the D23 Expo presentation, which took place sort of earlier today. So I'm going to throw this one straight over to Abe first. What was your initial first reaction to the D23 sort of presentation on Disney Infinity?
Well, I mean, first off, overall, the whole presentation was awesome. Just there's so much in store this coming year for Disney Infinity and all the other games for Disney. But in general, Disney Infinity news, it almost felt like a huge wave of more information, almost kind of like the beginning of Game Informer. I mean, it wasn't as much, but it still seemed like announcement after announcement after announcement. And it was cool. I think towards the end of D23, we all, Travis was also there, and Bill, Travis, and myself were speaking, and I think we basically ended up deciding that it was probably going to be a power disc. You know, we couldn't decide if it was going to be a 4-pack or a single pack or whatever. But we knew we were all going to get figures, and I think it was Bill also who pointed out that we didn't see Mickey being given out at the booth, so it's like it makes sense that they're going to give it out to the crowd. But no, it was great. It was a great presentation. It was awesome to have the two main leads from Episode 7 up there as well. And we got to see those figures too, and also obviously the we'll talk obviously a little bit more about the exclusive, but
yes,
that was pretty epic.
Okay, but I'm going to throw that one over to you as well. What was just your overall experience of D23?
I guess for me, just when you see conventions and you see Toy Box Summit on the Twitch feed, you don't realize how much is involved, and you know, it was just constant energy and excitement, and you know, it finished off with the announcement today, which was, you know, it was really amazing, you know, seeing up close and personal everything that went into making that presentation, and definitely they finished off the major presentations well represented.
Okay, so I think is what we'll do is we're going to go through each of these of the big news from the week and kind of talk about it in first off. So let's discuss first off the big sort of news of the 3 new characters that got announced. So we've had Spot. We also had from the Good Dinosaur. We also had 2 characters from Zootopia. So just for completely, Judy and Nick the Fox. So here we go. We can just see the characters here now. So we've got Spot and Judy and things. And these are going to be Toy Box only. I think they have confirmed through press that they are not going to be play sets, unfortunately. So let's kick this over to, we'll start off with Bill. What were your initial thoughts on these 3 figures that got announced?
Well, you know, Abe and I both attended the animation panel on Friday evening, and when we were sitting in the animation panel, it was really interesting. We saw these 2 movies, and we also saw Moana being presented, and so we basically were looking at each other, and we were like, when they were showing the concept artwork, we kind of felt like, you know, there's good reason, you know, why those might be the possibly announced figures. Also, you know, it was one of those things where, you know, if Disney Infinity is going to be a movie tie-in game, then obviously that's a great place to start. Those are the next two films that Disney Pixar is releasing on the animation side, and so I think it ties in really well.
Okay, cool. Abe, what do you think?
Well, basically, we were kind of thinking this could be a possibility. I mean, we were also thinking it could possibly be a playset. Once we heard it was like 3 figures, it kind of made it obvious that it was just going to be toy box only. However, just like Bill pointed out, the animation presentation just was amazing for Zootopia. It was definitely one of my at least my top 2 from the animation presentation. It was hilarious. There's just no way they can not have these 2 figures in the game. I think the character-wise, as far as animation goes, like their story just it seems like it's going to grab a lot of attention. So I think it makes sense for them to have them in Infinity, and as well Spot. Spot was because 2013 when I saw the little spoof that they gave us for not spoof but the little taste of Good Dinosaur, it was different. But this time around, there was so much more emotion. You had more connection to Spot, and I don't know. I like these 3. I mean, obviously, all of us wanted play sets. I get it, but it was a good choice. No, it wasn't going to be Mabel and Dipper, like I said. But definitely, it was good. It was good. Yeah. I like the way they look. So
because they've also added in, there's going to be a Power Disc pack for Good Dinosaur that's going to be coming out at the same time as Spot, which has got Arlo and 2 Tyrannosaurus Rex, and I can't quite work out what the 4th disc was. That's going to be out in November to tie in with Good Dinosaur.
They showed us a clip in the animation presentation, and it was basically a little clip where Arlo is with 3 T-Rexes, and they're all Wranglers. They're considered Wranglers in the movie, and so that's essentially what you're seeing in that Paradise pack. It's the 3 different T-Rexes, and you have Arlo, and they're all mounts. So I do like that there's an actual pack, and they're all 4 different mounts. It kind of makes it cohesive, and
it gets around the fourth mix of mounts. It wouldn't surprise me if we saw a Zootopia pack as well, but the movie's not out till March next year, so we've got a long time to go yet. Personally, Spot was something we kind of already knew because it kind of sort of temporarily leaked about a month ago, so we kind of knew a little bit about Spot. But he looks cool. He looks a great little figure. It's always difficult, and I think this is the big thing with these 3 characters overall. Is very difficult when you're sitting here and you've only seen, for example, 2 teaser trailers to be connected to them, and you get a big audience of people who will just go, "Who are they? I don't want them. I want this person. I want this person. I want this person. Why are they in it? And then the minute the movie comes out, everyone goes, "Oh, what? They're my favorite characters of all time. They're amazing." We've had it. When Inside Out was announced in May, everyone was like, "Whoa, Inside Out! I want classic." Inside Out comes out, everyone's happy. We had it with Big Hero 6 and Frozen. So I view this, we don't love these characters yet. Once they come out, everyone will be all over them like a rash. So I think
what makes sense.
So to me, they were a really cool announcement. Cool looking 3 figures. I think a lot of, and I'm going to sort of just quickly just tie into this. I feel Disney have basically got something worked out which they can do. They've got downloads coming for Disney Infinity 3.0 for updates because they've announced the Toy Box Artist pick, which was picked by the 20 people at the Toy Box Summit. They all got put into a conference after the event, and they picked Peter Pan, and he's coming for 3.0. Now, there's no way that this pack is already in stores. The starter pack. There is no way Peter Pan is in that game ready to go. So, and I don't think Battlefronts or Battlefields are in there, whatever. Battlefronts, Battlegrounds. Sorry. I think they're doing updates. So I'm going to throw that one over to Bill first.
Well, and it's actually I was going to say I was actually going to ask if I could speak on this first. One of the things that I wanted to say too was. Before we move on, you talked about not being in love with Spot. I will tell you that right after the announcement today, they put Spot out on the show floor.
Oh yeah.
And he was the most used character by far. Everybody who put him down loved him in Speedway, loved him in the Toy Box, So again, it's one of those things where, and we talked too. We were nervous about Spot, but obviously great character. So now moving on to your other question, which was about the digital download. Because I live in a typically small rural area, I had a question about Peter Pan and Battlegrounds, because I said, obviously, if you're only announcing the name of Marvel Battlegrounds, obviously your plan is to kind of hide that information, because obviously we're 2 weeks from launch right now, correct? Yeah. And so if they're only releasing the name of the playset, obviously there's got to be some way that they figured out to hide it. And I asked Matt Soley specifically, and he said that everything was taken care of, and Disney Magic would make it happen for those people who don't have internet connection. And so that was his exact response to me on that. So yeah, they figured out some way to make it happen so that either through a DLC pack, or I don't know what's going to be for people without internet. And that's actually a big issue in my area, but they figured it out somehow.
So Abe, you want to throw in on that one?
Yeah. Basically, to be honest with you, I honestly think that it's a good move. This is something that we've been wanting for a while. It has to do with people, not only hacking into, data mining, basically.
Yeah.
And there would, you get a lot of leaks and whatnot. But obviously you and I, Roger, in our talks, we've had these conversations saying, like, have they figured out a way to hide the characters? Have they figured out a way to patch something in? And I think, as well, obviously Bill talked to Soli. I talked to a bunch of the Toy Box mentors, and fact is, they figured out a way to patch things in. Once the game comes out, we'll go into the Hall of Heroes, or we'll go in whatever we play. We're not going to see the future figures. They have figured this out, and I love this. It's great. It's going to give us this prolonged launch that we've been wanting. At D23, they did mention, we're not going to get Rise until the movie comes out. We won't get Marvel until later on. What was it, spring, I think?
Yeah, that's spring.
And not to mention the Paradise packs are to come, so it's like they're going to be periodically released, which is great. This is awesome. That's something we wanted. So I'm happy about it, and it also leads to the potential of adding, new information, new power discs, new something, or like they said, JV confirmed that Peter Pan will be a 3.0 figure. So the fact that they can patch that in is beautiful, and I'm honestly I'm happy that I have.
Yeah, this is we'll just quickly kind of pop there onto the other major announcement, which we literally just alluded on. Okay, so they announced that like I said, they announced at the event a kind of a Marvel. They're going to be in the Marvel Battlegrounds playset. It's going to be coming in spring, and they've announced that Hulkbuster and Ultron are coming in November. Now, what's interesting with this Battlegrounds is there's going to be 4-player local gameplay. I must admit, when I heard 4 players, I initially thought it was an online one, and they said it's like a playset we've never seen before, which sounds very interesting. If it's not coming out till spring, that is Civil War time. It's a brand new story. I'm wondering, this is probably a great time for Marvel to get out extra content and give Infinity 3.0 an extra push next spring. We've been saying it for years, how we would love to have content, especially a playset, coming out months after launch to give us something to look forward to. Now, I'm thinking now, if we're 6 months away plus from having a Marvel playset, that sounds fantastic to me. As much as I want everything now, I want everything at launch. The idea, I know with Infinity that by the time I got to about April, May, I'd kind of been playing it for 6-7 months, and I'd kind of, it's like, okay, I'm still enjoying it, but I wasn't enjoying it as much. And I think having a brand new playset coming out in spring sounds really cool, and I love the idea of what they're doing something different. So I'm going to throw that one over to Bill. What was your initial thoughts on Battleground?
Okay, so I guess the first thing I want to say is, I think, and Blackburn said it in the live cast too, that more playsets to come. Like it's said over and over again. So I really think that's still a potential out there. Just so you know, of course, they could change their mind at any time. But when we talk about Battlefront or Battlegrounds, when we were watching the footage in the sizzle reel for Ultron and Hulkbuster, you saw Hulkbuster fighting against Green Goblin. You saw Ultron fighting against Ronan.
Yeah.
And I looked at Abe and I said, "This feels like Smash Brothers." And I have a hunch that the playset, because they said it was an immersive experience we've never seen before, and it was 4-player, and then when they said it was 4-player, I have a hunch it's going to be some new storylines, but I think there's going to be the 4-player part's going to be like a Super Smash Brothers type deal. Obviously, you know, with the Disney Infinity twist, but and I don't know how much you saw of that in the live feed, but just the way that they had those characters interacting and the views that they showed, it really gave me a Super Smash Brothers Avengers hybrid feel to it.
Also wondering if it's kind of a bit like maybe a bit more toy box expansion style, maybe more toy boxy based, which might be why they can patch it in a little bit later on, because it's more stuff in the toy box rather than exactly into sort of playset territory. But yeah, no, I was watching on our fellow podcast DITV. They were periscoping the live event, so I was watching it. So unfortunately, it was really, really sort of quite small and grainy. So I'm waiting for the full HD experience. But